And we're back. John Delarose here, the most dangerous voice in science fiction. My ideas are so dangerous that I'm banned from Worldcon. The only person to have ideas banned from Worldcon since Isaac Asimov in 1939. So, I'm here and I'm going to start these Happy Frogs Awards. I'm going to try to share this around the internet, share the broadcast around the internet real quick, if I can. Make sure everybody is watching this beautiful broadcast of these beautiful awards. People are so excited for this. This is the second most prestigious award in science fiction, even in its first year, even though it hasn't been announced yet. It's just got so many people jazzed, so many people excited for the nominees already that, you know, I mean, it's just outpacing everything except for the Dragon Awards, because the Dragon Awards, it's impossible to outpace the Dragon Awards, right? So this is my official Happy Frogs T-shirt right here. These come from Crypto Fashion. Crypto Fashion is the official sponsor of the official corporate sponsor of the Happy Frogs movement and of the Happy Frogs Club. The club is a very exclusive club. Exclusive people who are super exclusive are invited into it. Only the best of the best can be a Happy Frog, and you know, that's what it's about, and that's why Happy Frogs are winners. So I've got this going. We need some more people to tune in, so we're gonna hold on just a sec while I spread this around the internet here, because, you know, I mean, that's the whole point. Let's get this going. Let's get people excited. Here we go. Awards, nominees, ceremony. This is a ceremony. All right. So, we've got this shared around places. I think people will tune in. It's a little early. I understand this. If I did this late in the afternoon like I should have, we would have got more people, but I'm not going to have time today. So, I'm just trying to get this going so that everybody can see the best nominees of the best awards in science fiction, fantasy, and whatever else I want. So, we have our awards categories. I'm going to announce all the awards categories, and then I'm going to go one by one for all the nominees. We have Best Sci-Fi Novel, which is self-explanatory. Best Fantasy Novel, which is self-explanatory. We have Best Short Story, and I mean short story to mean anything shorter than novel, because you don't need like 50 different categories breaking down, you know, whether this had 500 words or 501 words. Doesn't make sense. Best Movie, because there's dramatic presentation is not something people actually say. They say movie. Best Binge Watch Show. Best Anime. Best Comic. Best Video Game, even though video games and gamers are dead. Best Related Work, or whatever we feel like. The Golden Tadpole Award for Excellence in New Work. That's for new people in the field. We have Shit Poster of the Year and the Noah Ward Lifetime Achievement Trophy. Okay, so this is what we got here, and we're going to go through these one by one. We're going to end with the Noah Ward Lifetime Achievement Trophy, because that is really the most prestigious award out of all of this. And we'll start with the Best Science Fiction Book of the Year, which everybody's super excited about. All right, we have Galaxy's Edge Legionnaire by Nick Cole and Jason Anspach. That is our first nominee for Best Science Fiction Book of the Year. We have Escaping Infinity by Richard Paulinelli. Great book. Our Board of Trustees loved that one. We have Iron Dragoons by Dragon Award winner. This is a Dragon Award winning book, so this might run away with the whole show. Richard Fox. We have Star Wars Thrawn by Timothy Zahn. I mean, that just a great book. And finally, the last nominee for Best Science Fiction Book on the Happy Frogs' first annual Ribbit Awards is The Collapsing Empire by John Scalzi. Wow, congratulations, John. You must be thrilled. You must be thrilled, John, because you're watching this. I know you are. All right, we have our Best Sci-Fi Book nominees. We're going to move on to Best Fantasy Book. Best fantasy book is fantasy. I started talking to some people who kind of had some horror elements and all that about their books. I decided to kind of shy away from that for the most part and stick it in sort of real true fantasy. I guess I count kind of wizard school in this sort of thing, which you'll find out in a second. The board of trustees do, and we had high deliberations, and there were some good books that I think are worthy of consideration, like Declan Finn's vampire novel and Russell Newquist's War Demons, but I didn't really count those as fantasy. So our best fantasy book. We have The Black Witch by Laurie Forrest, incredible book that made waves. It even made the New York Times. Laurie Forrest is the author to watch. We have The Guns Above by Robin Bennis. This is fantastic steampunk, and the Board of Trustees is very into steampunk. We have The King's Champion by Peter Grant. Great book. And we have The Awful Truth About Forgetting by L. Jaji Lamplighter. Wonderful wizard school story, as I mentioned before. You probably saw that one coming. Oh, and we have one final nominee. I can't believe I left this one out. This one's for sure going to win the category. This is an extreme fantasy book like I've never seen, maybe published in my entire life. It is the final nominee in the best fantasy category for the Happy Frogs first annual Ribbit Awards slate. We have What Happened by Hillary Rodham Clinton. Wow, that was a riveting fantasy tale like I've never seen in my entire life. So I think she's going to win that one. We'll see. All right. Next, we have Best Short Story, which means anything shorter than a novel. First off is Reptilian Wanderer by Dominica Lean. Next is Sudden Rescue by John Mollison. Next is Trouble in an Hourglass by Jody Lynn Nye. We have The Last Alpha by Mark Wandry. And we have Dragon Lyric by Bethany Jennings. Those are our best short fiction. These are all fantastic reads. When you see them on the Happy Frogs website later, go try to find these and read these. I got to say, this is a pretty good reading list so far. We have Best Movie. Wow. We had a lot of good movies come out this year, so I'm going to rattle these off. We have Star Wars: The Last Jedi. We have Bright. Bright was a fantastic movie, guys. You should go watch that. We have Wonder Woman, because we're very diverse at the Happy Frogs. We have Blade Runner 2049, excellent science fiction movie. And Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. The best binge watch show. We have The Punisher. We have The Orville. We have Defenders. We have Stranger Things. And finally, we have The Americans. I don't know what the Board of Trustees was thinking there. I don't think anybody's going to vote for that outside of the Board of Trustees. But the Board of Trustees does what the Board of Trustees does. We have Best Anime. Naturally, leading this category is My Hero Academia. That's going to be a tough one to beat. We also have Little Witch Academia, which is a beautiful show that is on Netflix. Your Name. I have it on high authority that Your Name made the Board of Trustees, all of them, cry like a little schoolgirl with a skin knee. We have Netju no Suzume, great show. And we have Konosuba. Those are anime category for the best anime of the year, which means it was released in America this year, because that's all that matters. So, next, we have Best Comic Book. We have Exo Manowar. I'm sure everybody who watches my Periscopes is very surprised about that. We have Mr. Miracle, because all the critics seem to like that a lot. We have Kurt Busiek's Astro City, because Kurt is such a great guy. We have Batman the White Knight, which everybody should be reading. And another Batman book, Dark Prince Charming. So we have White Knight and Dark Prince Charming on the Batman lines. Those are really good comic books, guys. So this is a really prestigious list to be on. I'm sure Kurt Busiek is thrilled to be included with all these great writers and artists. Best Video Game, even though gamers are dead. Gamers are still dead. So don't bother paying attention to gamers. We have Doki Doki Literature Club. We have Nier Automata, which is an excellent game. The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, A Hat in Time, and finally, Super Mario Odyssey. In Best Related Work, or whatever we happen to like, we have The Last Closet by Maura Grayland. I could not get through that book, guys. If you got through Maura Grayland's book, The Last Closet, I applaud you. It's tough what happened to her, and we have the utmost sympathy for her, and we support her at the Happy Frogs, and the Board of Trustees fully supports her as well. We have the Castalia House blog. We have the Superversive SF blog. We have Julian Thompson's Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Whatever I Want Facebook group. Like I said, whatever we want is going to be in this category, and we want Julian Thompson's Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Whatever I Want Facebook group. And finally, the last best related work is Dangerous by Milo Yiannopoulos. We have 3 categories left. These ones are really personal achievement categories more than books or products themselves. These should honor the author, honor the person more than anything else. It's incredible to receive this sort of honors, especially in the first year of this Happy Frogs award. There are people who are lined up wishing that they could get into these 3 categories, but alas, there were only 5 for each category that we could possibly choose. Unbelievable. This is just incredible talent going on right here. We have the Golden Tadpole Award for Excellence in Noob Work. These are for people who published their first work in 2017, or performed their first work in 2017, or came onto the scene in 2017. It's up to the Board of Trustees to decide how this works, and they of course use very, very stringent rulings in all of their decision making. The first up is Dominica Lean, who has been putting out a series of novellas. Dominica is probably one of the best writers in the field right now, and needs more respect. So the Happy Frogs trustees wanted to put her first. We have Laurie Forrest. Laurie Forrest is already up on the Fantasy Awards for The Black Witch. She also came out with a novella, Wand Fasted. This is her first year on the scene. She's working real hard and coming out with great fiction. Wow. We have 4 women and 1 minority male on this list. I mean, we are the most diverse awards in science fiction. The Happy Frogs Awards, I repeat, is the most diverse awards in science fiction. This is amazing. So we have Dawn Witzke. Dawn Witzke has been doing a lot of work for Superversive Press in their marketing. She's really been pushing things forward for that the press that's really reshaping science fiction right now. She did the cover for Maggot 2020, which was met with a lot of accolades, and she came out with her novella or novel, a short novel, Path of Angels this year. She did some great work as well. We have Kai Wai Chia. Kai Wai Chia was a Dragon Award nominee for Best Alt History. He's making a path on Steam It by posting up serialized fiction that is just incredible. And Kai Wai Chia is another person to watch. He's just a great writer and a super diverse guy. So, and finally we have Robin Bennis. Robin Bennis was also nominated in the Best Fantasy Novel category. Robin is responsible for The Guns Above and is one of the best writers in the field, and also one of the nicest personal people in the field who is worthy of your support. Cool. That is our Golden Tadpole Award for Excellence in Noob Work. Thank you to all the noobs. You are, we could pick on the noobs, but, we don't do that at the Happy Frogs. We try to cultivate the noobs into our fair. So that's great. Now, this one might be the most prestigious of all, but, I think the last category is. We have the Shit Poster of the Year. This is pretty great. We tried to get people who were banned from Twitter at some point this year, or banned, from certain things. And so we're pressing F for them, right? We're hard on, and that's it. These are the Shit Posters of the Year. We want to honor them with one last hurrah before they ride off into their band sunset. We have Godfrey Elfwick. If you don't know who Godfrey Elfwick is, you are very much missing out. This is the funniest person ever to exist on the internet. Pizza Party Ben. Pizza Party Ben is my personal favorite. The boards of trustees, of course, is impartial to all of our nominees. But Pizza Party Ben really inspired me in life. He was a very important person who liked to take pictures of his man spread. I don't have a very good man spread. I've actually got some pretty tight tendons along my legs. I've got a very robust muscular legs, and so I can only spread so far. Pizza Party Ben's spread was pretty magnificent. He could almost go to the floor, and that was very impressive. He was banned from Twitter, I think, back in June or something like that. Our only non-banned shitposter of the year is Malik Obama. Malik Obama is the brother of President Barack Obama, and he's incredible. I mean, he just says the most beautiful things I've ever seen on Twitter. He keeps them short. He loves his people, and he should be recognized for that. Next up is the Swag Blog. The Swag Blog, also banned from Twitter. He was a lot meaner than Pizza Party Ben. I mean, he would be outright throwing some punches. He was the biggest WNBA fan I've ever met. I mean, he just loved the WNBA more than anything. I don't know of any other WNBA fans or anybody else who's ever talked about the WNBA. So he needs credit for that because he's super diverse. And he made some great videos about it was a verified liberal on Twitter, and he just made some good videos. He was pretty funny, and he got banned, of course, because anybody funny on Twitter eventually gets banned. I'll be banned eventually. So, and finally we have Milo Yiannopoulos. Milo Yiannopoulos trolled his way into a contract with Simon & Schuster. He, $250,000. His lawsuit against them is beautiful. This man has done more for shitposting than maybe anybody else alive. So definitely deserves to be on the list. Those are our best shitposters of the year, and we have one final award left. Again, I'm going to stop and thank our sponsor of the Happy Frogs. Crypto Fashion is the official corporate sponsor of the Happy Frogs. They made this beautiful T-shirt, the Happy Frogs official T-shirt. If you want to show your support for Happy Frogs everywhere and show how cool you are in science fiction and that you're making science fiction fun again, definitely check out the Happy Frogs T-shirt and other items at Crypto Fashion. All right, the Noah Award. The Noah Ward, it's Noah, like from the Bible, Ward, like a protective barrier. Lifetime Achievement Trophy. These people really have done more for science fiction than anybody else ever. And they are just beautiful people who have worked so hard, tirelessly, facing adversity like nobody else has faced over the course of many years. This first year, it was a tough choice because there's just so many options of great people out there that are very much deserving of no award. And I had to, consult with the Board of Trustees and pare this down to just 5. It's amazing. First off, of course, you guys know this is going to be here, of course. We have Vox Day. Vox Day is just such a kind and gentle soul. And, he has come out with some fantasy novels, beautiful fantasy novels, and a lot of people read them. And that's all there is to say about Vox Day. He just keeps his head down, doesn't go out of his way to insult anybody. And he just writes, and he comes out with his great publishing house of great books. If there's anybody who deserves emulation and is such a stalwart, just keep your head down and write kind of guy, it's Vox Day. Vox Day is our first nominee for the Noah Award Lifetime Achievement Trophy. Next up for our Lifetime Achievement Trophy is Larry Correia. Larry Correia is the mountain who writes. He is the man himself. He is a big dude, and he has an online presence, let me tell you. Larry Correia is, of course, known for the Monsters International Monster Hunters International series, which sells better than anything. He's the best. And I keep saying this. I'm actually more of a fan of his Son of a Black Sword book, because I'm not really into like the urban fantasy thing so much. But I mean, Larry's a great writer. He could write anything, and it'd just be super fun. I liked his Monster Hunters short in the Straight Outta Tombstone anthology from Baen Books this year. He converted that into a Western very well, and I had fun with that because I'm a big Weird West fan. But Larry Correia has done so much for the genre also. I mean, he really has pushed writers forward with his book bombs. He's really he helped me come on the scene. I owe a lot to Larry Correia. He was one of the first people ever to take notice of me and talk about me and help me out. He's just a great guy. So Larry Correia is our second No Award Lifetime Achievement Trophy nominee. Third, we have Brad Torgerson. Brad Torgerson ran Sad Puppies 3 and got torched. Brad actually has so much short fiction out. This guy cranks out short fiction. And short fiction people don't get enough love. Hard Magic's good. Short fiction doesn't get enough love in general. Brad is up there for short fiction writing. I mean, he writes in a way that is compelling. Like if you picked up an analog science fiction from 1976, you could throw a Brad Torgerson story in there, and he has the chops to be able to deliver excellent concepts, excellent characters that are fun and give you something to think about at the same time. Very few people are able to do this. Now Brad doesn't have like a big series of books. He's got his Chaplain War in terms of books. He'll have more soon. But he has a ton of short fiction out there, and he's definitely worthy of this award. So please congratulate Brad on his No Award Lifetime Achievement Trophy nomination. Sarah Hoyt is our fourth Lifetime Achievement Trophy nominee. Sarah Hoyt, also just one of the best people who she helped me out as a new writer, got me going. And I met her at LibertyCon last year just briefly. I wish I had been able to spend more time with her. Hopefully I will be able to this year. But she's out there fighting the fight every day. She writes for PJ Media. She writes on her blog. She's got her excellent series, the Dark Ship series, of which I've read the first two and have the others. I buy her books when they come out because she's somebody to support. She's great, and she took over the Sad Puppies a couple years ago, and has ridden that wave as far as she could, and is moving on with her career and just pumping out some good books and good articles. So Sarah Hoyt is great, and she deserves your congratulations as well. And finally, our final award nominee. This is going to blow your minds, people. This is the final No Award Lifetime Achievement Trophy nominee. I really couldn't think of anybody greater than this who's lasted longer in the field, who has done so much more work for the field, whose Facebook posts are very long. Our last No Award Lifetime Achievement Trophy goes to David Gerrold. David Gerrold is the author of the Trouble with Tribbles script for Star Trek and some other stuff. And he owned that Hugo Award ceremony where he decided to bring out wooden asterisks awards for people who they were gleefully giving no award to. I mean, that will live in infamy and history forever. Wow. If anybody deserves no award, it is David Gerrold, probably. Wow. What an incredible list of nominees. So those are our list of Happy Frogs nominees. The Happy Frogs membership are currently voting on these awards. We'll probably have the awards sometime at the beginning of February. We're going to give it some good time to make sure every Happy Frog has a chance to vote and a chance to voice their opinion in the second most prestigious awards in science fiction. Again, grab your Happy Frogs t-shirt, show your support, be a Happy Frog, because Happy Frogs are winners. Talk to you guys soon.